Well, this past NCAA tournament run for men's basketball brought so many memorable moments. We talked about Braylon Mullins earlier, but one of my favorite stories is one that takes place off the court. Elijah Randolph, who was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of blood cancer back in 2023, ahead of UConn's eventual run of the Final Four that was in Phoenix that same year. And during treatment in the hospital during that year, he had a special visitor, head coach Dan Hurley's wife, who challenged the young man to a high-stakes game of Uno, where Elijah made the bet of a lifetime.
While I was in the hospital, I loved to play Uno. It was kind of my escape. Miss Hurley came up to my room. She decided to put some stakes on the line. I put Final Four tickets, and I said, well, Miss Hurley, if I win, can you take me to the Final Four? And she says, okay. A week or two later, I get this text message from Miss Hurley, and it's saying, come on, sweetie, pack your bags and you're going to the Final Four.
And he says, well, Miss Hurley said we can go to the Final Four. And I said, get out of here. So then I said, let me see your phone. And I'm thinking he's really pulling my leg. And gave me the phone. Sure enough, her text was on there. So I called the number just to make sure it was her and it wasn't a scam.
That Final Four was only the beginning for the Randolph family. Elijah watched the UConn team cut down the nets, and from then on there, he was hooked on the game. And this past September, he was added to the Huskies roster as their official team impact player.
He absolutely changes the mood. When we see him in the locker room after games, like we know everything's going to be good, to be honest. It's usually after a win when he's coming to, so I mean, it's even better of a feeling having him in the locker room. And it's just like a family atmosphere every time he comes in the room, and very connected. I mean, I love seeing him every time.
Going through the highs and the lows of last year, having a guy like Eli in the locker room after the game, after a win or after a loss, really just like brought like a good vibe to the locker room. I mean, knowing him and his story just really inspires us. I mean, that's so huge, especially for me. Like, it's like, oh man, like a kid really looks up to me.
And Carl Randolph, Elijah's father, says that the way the players have embraced Elijah and their family has made all the difference.
For them to take the interest in you and for them to show and give back the love and the compassion that they have for him, he really believes he's part of that team, and I embrace that. Because he goes into the locker room after each and every game. He texts the guys text him. They really look at him as their little brother. And I can't tell you what it's done for us as a family.
Currently, Elijah is in remission from any adverse condition, but he says that every day he's been trying to win his battle with cancer in honor of his childhood best friend Reagan, who passed away a few years ago.
From day one, since I was diagnosed, I just told myself that I'm not only going to do this for myself, but I'm going to do that for Reagan, and I'm gonna fight, and I'm gonna fight for her as well, and I'm gonna accomplish what she didn't. So and that's where I am today, and I've accomplished it, and I'm proud of myself for doing that for her as well, and I loved her so much, and I'm sorry. My parents always used to tell me, what you focus on the longest grows the strongest, and I've kept that with me for a great amount of time, and I will continue to keep that with me.